Hi Scorpio, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for hopping into my channel here. This reading is going to be for April 29th to May 5th. So as always, drop into your heart space, let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. I'm going to drop into my heart space, call in my archangels, my spirit guides, my angel team, and we're going to connect with Scorpio energy and see what's going on this week. Sorry, I don't have my tablecloth on me today, so it's going to be like a really loud tippy tap. I'll try not to do that, but I can't make promises. What's going on with our Scorpios this week? Okay. So you have the Four of Pentacles as the focus point of your reading. Now, the Four of Pentacles, usually that is indicative of a financial situation in which you are trying to keep your finances close. So whether it be out of lack because you don't have a lot and you are feeling forced to keep them close if you don't want to, or you are trying to save up for something in the long term and you are keeping your finances close on purpose, even if you're not like from lack. I'm also hearing that maybe you've had habits of squandering your money. I'm hearing the word squandering. So, if this is not related to finances, then this is energy, so keeping your energy close. But definitely some of you are feeling trapped in whatever situation you're finding yourself in. I do feel like you're keeping your resources close because it is from a feeling of lack. You have the Devil coming up here, which is why I say that, and you also have the Queen of Wands, and these two are running parallel to one another. Now, the Devil is usually about being in your own mind. It's about being your worst enemy, is what this card usually says to me. What's being channeled through is I feel like it's almost like you're imprisoning yourself, or it's like there's some type of suffering going on, and it's related to your confidence, because the Queen of Wands is the confidence card. The Queen of Wands is, I am the creator of my own destiny, and when the Devil card is parallel with that, it almost feels like you don't believe that you have control over your destiny. You don't believe that you are in a position where you can create. It's almost like there's tensions with, I know I'm a master creator, or I believe I should be a master creator, but there's that feeling of doubt. There's that feeling of being caged or chained to something. It's almost like, oh, I feel chained to my circumstances. I feel chained to my reality. Like I'm actually seeing chains like into the ground, but it's almost like you put them there. And you might feel restricted for now. I feel like it's not going to be forever because there are some mindset changes to be had. And then once the mindset changes happen, it's almost like the rest of the world follows. But it's because like when we change our mindset, a lot of our physical actions change too. We take inspired action. I think that's another thing that feels inhibited here is the Devil is almost like that card, that energy that like, that suffering or that feeling of lack, or that I'm hearing like a self-doubt thing too. It's almost like you don't believe in your ability to either retain your energy or you don't believe in your ability to make money, but there's something about there's just self-doubt in general like stopping your confidence from shining through, and it's stopping you from taking inspired action to be able to step into this Queen of Wands energy fully. I do see it possible for you. I see you working on this. I see you moving through the stages. Excuse me. And I actually see it as a timeline where it's like if you make the inspired steps, if you take the inspired steps, if you put in the work, Spirit is sending you signs. So if you're putting in the work, you are coming out of here on the other side. I'm hearing just like, have faith and keep pushing, because you're at a dip right now and that's okay. Some of you could be going through this with a partner, and the reason why I say that is because the King of Wands is present, and when the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands is present, usually if the King and Queen of any suit is together, it does make me think that like, oh, they're doing this with a partner. Not always, not necessarily, but when the King of Wands is coming up, it's also paired with the Five of Cups, and it's almost like maybe you have been a creator. The King of Wands does, any king, some people actually blame the kings for being stuffy, but the kings do what needs to be done. I'm not going to say they're cutthroat, but it's definitely a little bit more masculine in nature, very yang energy. They're very direct, especially with the King of Wands. He's very focused. Specifically, he's very focused, and it's almost like this disappointment that stems from that. Maybe I'm hearing like, because the King of Wands is also ruling like accomplishments too. So the two different things that are coming to mind is either you have taken inspired action, you have basically become the king of something, like you've gained a lot of achievements from it, but then like maybe it didn't inspire you the way that you thought, or maybe you felt kind of downtrodden or hopeless about something because it didn't look the way that you wanted it to, or it didn't come to fruition the way that you wanted it to. And it's either that you were successful and then maybe you lost something, or you were not. I'm hearing like you could be fearful, like there was like some fear present, or there was like some disappointment in relation to this achievement. And if you don't feel like there was an achievement already present, it's almost like some of you might actually be in a relationship where someone is mishandling the finances, and that could be the disappointment here. But mainly Scorpio, it's just whatever this King of Wands energy is, this can be representative of somebody in your life that you're disappointed with, somebody who exhibits this King of Wands energy, or it is quite literally your creative passions that maybe you built something up and then it ended up not living up to your expectations, or you put in a lot of effort to something and then it wasn't as fruitful as you thought it would be. Because I'm getting something about someone having something built up already and at least acting confident or looking the part, but then another party or even themselves just kind of going, "Aw," like being disappointed in that for some reason. So that would be just a confirmation point that this would be related to you in any way. But it does feel like there is some disappointment, and I'm hearing the word disenchantment. You might have a disenchantment either with this King of Wands, whoever's representative of this King of Wands energy, or it's disenchanted with the thing that you created, or disenchanted with yourself. There's some type of disenchantment that happened where once upon a time you were absolutely taken, and now you're like, no, like, no. You have closing door completion. You are ending a cycle and you are entering a new one, but it's almost like all your focus, all the energy right now is focused on shoving this door shut. I almost feel like this is a little difficult to do. Like they're giving me the image of a door that is incredibly heavy, and some chapters are meant to close. So whatever that looks like for you, it's almost like if you've been feeling like you need to close the chapter to something, or you need to close the book on something, for some of you, it's only a chapter. So I'm not saying like if this is a partner, it's been giving you trouble, walk away. It's not what I'm saying, but it's almost like if you've been feeling the need to end something or close the chapter of a book and like start afresh somewhere else or do something else. I do see some of you actually packing up and moving. Some of you might be like, it's almost like they just want you to say that whatever you're closing the book on, whatever you're closing that chapter on, this has nothing left to teach you. Does that make sense? This has nothing left to teach you. Don't beat a dead horse. Don't stick around longer than you need to. Close the door on it. I'm hearing like bank out or like cash out or something. It's like a bank. They said bank out, but I think they mean cash out. Or it's like take your bank and run. Is what I heard. So however that applies to you, take it as you see. Take it as it resonates. Take it as you see fit. But whatever you felt the need to bring a close to, it's almost like I'm hearing also that you have to bring the drawbridge up. I'm seeing somebody like pull the drawbridge and it's coming up. So if that's the protection measure that you need to take, that is also a sign of completion, that you're not letting other things in or out, basically. You also have Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. Garden actually slipped out, so some of you could be indulging in your garden, and that could be healing in itself. And the healing, I'm hearing for some of you that's like a meditation going out in your garden. So Scorpio, that could be quite literally just going out in nature for you. But I'm also just getting like for some of you, like there's healing information either through talking to another individual, talking to like a significant other. I'm hearing like a religious figure though. Like, I don't know, if you have a faith, like a god of some sort or a deity that you speak to, it's almost like they want you to pray to that or talk to that religious figure, or like if you go to church or something, like talk to somebody there's some religious figure you talk to, for some of you. And it's either that, or if you don't have a religious figure, if you're not connecting with the fact that it could be, or if you're not connecting with it being someone else, then it's quite literally just connecting with whatever spiritual being that you connect with and that you talk to. They want you to pray, they want you to talk to them, and basically receive that healing information. Like maybe those, if you have like an actual figure in your life that you can go to, it's almost like they could give you some healing information, or at least a different way that would benefit you, or a different way of thinking about something, or something that'll help you move forward. You also have ask and receive. Okay, some of you literally just need to pray. Some of you, this is quite literally like a religious figure, like up like an ascended master, like Jesus, or God, or Buddha, or something, like whoever you talk to up there. Hecate, is that, I don't know how you say the goddesses, the Greek god there. The Greek. I don't know. Do not quote me on that. Please don't come for me. I don't know a lot of the gods, goddesses, and deities out there. I work with archangels, and that's it. Like, I work with archangels and my spirit guides. And whoever else I hear on the other side, I guess. I try to let in the highest light. But they simply want you to ask and receive. So if you need help, Spirit wants you to ask. Either in your waking life, this is technically the prayer card though. So, if you are needing, again, some of you are connecting with that healing energy with the spirit guide, with an angel, with a loved one that has passed on, or with some religious figure in your community, whatever the case may be, they want you to ask, okay? You also have, let's see what else you got going on here. For our Scorpio friends, what you got going on? You also have gratitude. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. And honey, I know it's hard. This is so hard. I feel like that's the first thing I heard too when I pulled this card. Oh, that's so hard. Because I feel like because we're in the throes of healing here, and again, you have green on like this one side. So you have, I'm hearing like we're banking on you doing this. So I don't know why I keep hearing bank, bank, bank. Some of you, it's like a financial thing. But this is on the one side of the spread, the closing door, the ask and receive. This is going to be the actual moves that you make. So the moves of closing the door, the physical action of like, speaking out either to someone in your community or like a lot of you, it's speaking to like a spiritual, like speaking to the other side, God, universe, whatever. And you have, look at this green on the other side of your spread. This is almost like stepping into the future. So stepping into that healing information, stepping into that gratitude. That gratitude is going to help you move forward, by the way. That gratitude is going to help you because it's almost like recognizing, again, the things that you have learned. I'm hearing like we have shown you some valuable lessons. And I'm seeing you actually journal about it. So not necessarily like gratitude, but first draw recognition, draw attention and recognize what you have learned or what you have come to realize through this type of lack or this financial situation or however it is you connect with this. What have you learned? Journaling is going to help a lot of you. Reconnecting with nature, I feel, is a good way to meditate to reach your guides. I feel like it's not as heavy on the nature as in previous readings, but it could be something that helped you. I'm seeing a special connection with trees. So if you have to go out and hug a tree, or some of you, I see you just quite literally putting a hand on a tree and just feeling the energy, and that itself is very grounding. Trees actually have really big energies. So like if you go near like a really big tree and it feels right, putting a hand on it and actually feeling the energy come through. I usually feel it through my heart space, but everybody's different. Everybody experiences these things different. So highly encourage you to go out and see. But when I go quiet, when I focus on that feeling, sometimes I hear my spirit guides or I hear like things on the other side seep through and talk to me. So that being said, just something to try, but it's something like a good grounding technique. In nature, I think it's just very healing because it's back to our primitive force, back to our nature, right? And what's the one thing that you need the most right now? Companionship. Giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. So leaning on your support system at this time, for some of you, this is just as like putting a positive spin on maybe like another, if there was another person involved in this reading, if it was like a partner that's misusing money or something or whatever, maybe you're in it together, you're trying to work through it together. And it's something like, you're meant to draw companionship from and you're meant to grow together. For a lot of you, this is literally just seeking out a pal, seeking out an old friend, I'm hearing. So a pal, an old friend, a confidant, and then just leaning on them a little bit just to, not only get, I feel like it's not even like an advice type of thing because I feel like you already know what you need to do. You need to close the door. I'm hearing like close the gate and then we'll wait for further instructions. So that's when like they would channel information, heal, and then you can figure out your next steps from there. And healing's a lifelong process, but I do feel like this is something that, once you start making moves and it's almost like once you start gaining that energy or those finances back or something, like it's whatever you're gaining back, it's almost giving you confidence, and that itself is healing. But drawing companionship from someone else is going to be incredibly important for you, Scorpio. I'm going to roll the angel dice and see if there's anything else to be said here. 199. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray, and I will always read these messages twice. Welcome to the cave of your heart. You have arrived at the center of your being. One more time. One more time. Welcome to the cave of your heart. You have arrived at the center of your being. I always find with these messages that they are like echoes of what has already been said in the reading, and that's usually spirit saying, I said what I said and I meant it. Really try that tree thing and try to connect with your heart space. So returning to the cave of your heart, the center of your being, I always find, is the heart chakra. That's where you feel unconditional love. That's where you get the warm and fuzzies when you see a cute little animal, cute little puppy, because they're beings of unconditional love, and we're connecting with that and the cuteness. I know I feel that way when I look at my pets. For some of you, it could be pets for some of you, but you could also, again, feel that energy from going out in nature. However you connect with your center, it's almost like you are finally coming back to the trueness of yourself, your heart center. You are feeling it, you are getting back in your body, and you are like, that's how you're going to navigate the next steps forward, is coming back to yourself and taking those empowered steps, the things that you know you need to do. Once they're done, once it's finished, it's almost like I see you doing this, like dusting your hands off and going, okay, on to the next thing. And then that in itself are like, moving forward almost feels like healing moves for you, because it's almost like you need to take empowering steps towards feeling better about this situation. So that being said, Scorpio, I hope it helped. If this resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. That way you can keep up to date with me. I post weeklies, I post collectives in between. If you want to learn tarot, I am posting on my Instagram and also my Facebook. I'll link my Facebook next week. If you want to find me, it is a Facebook page called Amanda Nardozzi, but if not, I have an Instagram where I post basically the individual tarot cards. Sometimes I'll post my daily pulls and I'll talk about them, and then I'll come back later and see how it applies. And that's like that's really fun. But yeah. Oh, and also if you wanted a personal reading from me, I was trying to remember if there's anything else. If you want a personal reading from me, I do have my website linked down below. If you wanted to go more in depth on your situation, or if you had a different question, that would be the place to do it. And there you can look at my list of services and send me an email and all that jargon. But that being said, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.